Hello, everyone, and welcome into another edition of the pregame coaches interview. And I'm joined once again by Hayes High head coach Tony Crough. And coach, we made it to the postseason after a 4-4 regular season. So I wanted to ask, with all the ups and downs, what have you learned about your team throughout this season?
Well, we've learned that we feel like a really tough squad that's played some really tough teams. Our losses come to teams that are overall record, I think, of 30-2 or something like that, and three undefeated ones in there, and so we've learned that we are very battle tested. I think we've also learned we are still an unfinished product, and so we're hoping to be able to put that finished product together tonight.
And similar to the last question, how has playing tough competition impacted you guys this season?
Yeah, I think that's. I think the book's still out on that one too. The jury's still out. I mean, we've been talking about that. I think if we go win this one tonight, then it's impacted us in a really good way. If we come out tonight and play really bad and don't look good, then I think we can look back and be like, wow, maybe we really wore ourselves down with our schedule. But I think it's really done us well. I mean, we're sitting in a good spot in the playoffs, even though it's not the seed we wanted. We're still sitting in a good spot, and we feel like we have a chance to win at least a couple of rounds. And so I think it's going to help us.
Tonight for Andover, you're facing a flexbone offense, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but in my 2 years covering Hayes High, you've only faced it once against Garden City last season, and this is a team that also runs a lot of trick plays. So how do you plan on going up against that type of offense? Yeah,
Garden used to run it and used to be pretty good at it. Ulysses ran it, but it wasn't very effective, so it didn't really matter. And but Garden City kind of gave us a model of that, and we've seen it before in the past. It's been a while, but it is anymore. That used to be the offense everybody ran 15, 20 years ago, and now it's kind of a oddity and different when you see it. So it's tough to prepare for. It's a lot of assignment football. If you don't have someone on quarterback, on dive, on pitch, it can get you beat. And so we kind of think we have a pretty good plan. Coach Keeley feels pretty comfortable in calling against this offense because he's done it before in the past. And yeah, they do. They throw a lot of trickeration in there. They throw the ball probably more than most flexbone offenses, so we have to be ready for that as well. And they hit a lot of big plays off it, and they're really dangerous.
This is just the second time ever Hayes High has faced Andover, so how do they compare or differ from the first matchup from a few years ago, which was also a playoff game?
Yeah, it's actually really similar, and we our kids were our seniors were freshmen, so they remember it. A lot of them made the road trip with us. I think that was the second or third round of the playoffs, so it was a little deeper. But same locker room, same stadium, same, a lot of things that they're familiar with. The Andover team was very similar. They were small, tough, physical, a lot of guys that played both ways, really run-oriented, really defensive-oriented, and that's the same team they have this year. Different coaches, but same kind of players. A little different schematically, but it's a lot of the same. And, I would expect a very low-scoring, quick game again. Heck, it might be over by 8:30, 9 o'clock on tonight.
This season, you guys are 3-1 on the road, so does that give you guys motivation going into this matchup?
We like playing on the road. I'm glad you brought that up, Hank, because we like playing on the road. We, this the last time we're going to have to say this, which is good. Every game in Hayes is a road game for us. And, every time we travel over to Fort Hayes, it's a road game, and it's everybody else's Super Bowl when they get to come in here because they get to play in the big, nice Fort Hayes Stadium, the big Jumbotron, and 8,000 people, stadium. And so it's not special to our kids because they've been doing it since they were little kids. And so when we get to go on the road, we feel like we get to get away, we get to refocus a little bit, get on the bus and kind of get together as a team. And we've always thought we did a really good job on the road, and we've kind of been road warriors, so we're excited to do it again.
The stakes for this game are obviously very high because when you get to the postseason, it's win or go home. So how does the preparation for a playoff game compare to a regular season game?
Yeah, it should feel different, and we've been telling our kids that all week. The intensity should be different. Anytime you know that there's nothing left if you don't get it done, that should feel different no matter what it is in life. And so we're expecting our kids to act differently. Our seniors are going to talk to the team a little bit here in the next couple of days, and it just there's a finality behind it when you're a senior, especially that you just don't want it to be over, because when it is, football is not like other sports. You don't get a chance to put on the pads ever again, unless you're lucky enough to play college football, and it's not the same at that level either. So we're hoping our kids have that sense of urgency, but we're expecting Andover to have that sense of urgency too. But it's just a different feeling, and you hope our kids feed off it.
Before I get to my last question, I didn't have this written down, but I can see in the weight room right now the guys are wearing orange and camouflage, and you got your orange caterpillar hat on. What does that mean, and was it you guys or the players that came up with it?
I kind of got it stirred up, and then the players have kind of taken it since then. But we just, we feel like the last month we've been we've been the hunted. We feel like in the conference, we were the 4-time defending champions, and that we're getting everybody's best shot. And, we feel like we've been just kind of been on the defensive the last month, just trying to find a way not to lose games. And I told the kids early in the week, it's time to stop being hunted and it's time to start hunting. We got to go hunt. And so we feel like if we use that aggressive mindset, weather's getting kind of colder. It's almost hunting season for, a deer and birds around here. And so I know a lot of kids around here have a bunch of hunting gear and kids hunt. So I said, guys, let's go hunt. And then they start putting hunting gear on, and so did I. And it's kind of a theme of ours, and we're hoping we're a little bit more aggressive that way.
And finally, what's going to be the biggest key to a deep playoff run?
Winning tonight. Obviously, that's pretty crazy. It sounds pretty self-explanatory. Sounds pretty dumb to say it like that. But winning tonight's going to be the key. I think if we can get the ball rolling in the right direction, we've got enough ability. We're a good enough team. We can make a run. We like our matchups. We feel like this is one we can win. We really feel like we can win second round going back down south. We really feel like there's no one on this west side of the bracket that we actually cannot beat. And so somebody on the west side of 5A is going to get it rolling. And when they get it rolling, they're going to have a chance to run to the state championship game. And we just kind of feel like, why not us?
And that'll do it for another edition of the Pregame Coaches Interview. Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Hank. Appreciate you, buddy.